right, welcome back, guys. James Mason here with some Illustrator tricks and tips for your Illustrator projects. This is a graphic of, it's a screen capture of Kyla Bonsanori, and I'm going to take the screen capture and make it a template layer that locks it down. And it dims it out a little bit. So this is what we're going to trace over for our character in the gamer project. Make a few layers to start putting some objects on it. Right, name this one the eyes. This one here, the nose. Put some ears there. And maybe one more, lips. Let's see, we probably use one more layer. You know, let's think about maybe putting the head on there. So that'll be down at the bottom. We'll call this one head. It'll be a shape itself. A lot of shapes inside the head. Then we'll have all these individuals. So that's down at the bottom. Okay. And let's start off with the eye here. As a shape, we'd use an ellipse. Drag it out. There you go. Go to the corner for maybe do a little rotation, or you hit the R key. But let's take the fill out and just use strokes so we can see what we're doing. Rotate this and use the warp tool. Come on in there and kind of push it around, smudge it around. Warp tool works good for that. Now to change the size of the warp tool, use the Alt option and just click and drag. It's not the piping bar like you would in Photoshop. A lot of the tools in Illustrator are either, if it's a brush, it's going to be like you do in Photoshop with the piping bar, you know, the brackets between the P and the piping bar, or you use the Alt key. So just moving this around to kind of, you know, reshape the ellipse. Make sure you keep an eye on it and it's in the right layer over there. You just tip open the chevron there and you see your path is in there. Let's copy that. All right. Let's paste it in back. Let's, you know, that's sitting there as a copy. And that's Control B. It's a shortcut. So I'm going to go Control B, B, B. Make a few more. All right. And then lock them down. All right. Let's lock them. We got them all locked down there. Good. Let's make the next shape. All right, we'll use the selected two, and then use the Pathfinder, which is alphabetical. All right, then I'm going to hit the divide button on this one, which is the lower one. That usually makes a group. So here's the divide. I'm going to ungroup it. You can also use the group select tool, or double click and go into isolation mode. But I want to select a few of these and delete them. So hit the delete key, and you got two different shapes. So you got to kind of keep an eye on them. You might want to name them. That helps out so you can remember which one's which. So let's go ahead and click on one or two and let's take a look at what we got here. So let's select this one. All right, you can look over in your layers. And this one here, click on that one. All right, that's going to be the sclera. I guess that's the black sclera. So let's rename it so we know what we got here. So I'm going to call it the sclera. We got another shape over here. Let's just make sure we got everything selected right. Okay. And this is our white, the whites of the eye, right? So we got to go make sure we got the right selection. Look at their selection box. This is not what we want. This is, these are some extra paths here. All right, let's click on, that's the one we want. Rename it. All right, and we're going to call it the white. All right. So again, we got to do some more, make some more shapes here. So I'm not going too fast here. So let's lock down these over here. and unlock the other one so that we can redo the same kind of concept. All right, so we need to go back and look for another ellipse. Click and drag. Hold the space bar and move it around. As you hold the space bar, it lets you float this object. Okay, go back to V for the selection tool. Select the tool and go back over to the Pathfinder. Hit the divide. Okay, then you right click and ungroup, or use the group select tool. But I want to get rid of these things, so I'm going to just ungroup it and start deleting things. So now we've got another shape. This is an extra here we don't need, so we're going to delete that one. But this is this is our green. So you select it, go over to the layers. You see the selection box, red. Okay, and then I'm just going to go, that's the on and off. You can see I got it selected correctly. Double click. Let's rename this green. All right, good. Let's take a look what we got here. All right, so we got a few shapes kicking. And let's make one more. Okay, we get close, and then we can rotate it. Hit the R key for rotate. Just rotate this shape. We just grab the handles. Now go back to V for selection tool. Pull it out a little bit. Okay, good. Kind of reshaping our sizes a little bit and just rotate and so forth. That one we don't have to cut out. And it's an ellipse, so we double click on that. That's going to be our, let's go with pupil. Okay, and hit the return. All right, we got a couple more things to do here. One more. So this one here, we'll just drag this out. Rotate it. R for rotate. V, back to the black arrow. Drag it out. Kind of see it. This is going to be our white. It's going to just sit right over the top of the black of the pupil. Go back over into our layers. Make sure we select the right thing. There's the ellipse. Double click on it. This is our catch light. A little reflection. That's one of them. There's two of them in there. All right, just cruising along. We got a couple extras here. Take the locks off of those. We can start to color them in. Okay, so a couple ways to do that. You could just, I'm switching the stroke to fill to black. This one is green. So we bring up the color picker and we pick a green. So, and a lighter green. Okay, good for that. And then let's see. Well, let's look at the eyedropper. We'll use the eyedropper this time. So different ways to color things. You can use the eyedropper even on a template layer. So hold the control down, click on something, object selected, good, look it over. Still got the eyedropper. Let's pick up the black, good. Control click, object, white, with the eyedropper, done. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so just use the eyedropper. You don't have to hold any special keys anymore. You used to have to do it. Now you don't have to do it anymore. Let's put one more little ellipse in there. Just a tiny little one in there. Okay. R for rotate. Rotate it. Command, or let's just hit the V key. I'm using my arrows, my nudging by using arrow keys. Shift and the arrow moves at 10 points at a time. Just using the up and down arrows or side left to right moves them 1 point at a time. All right, we got a couple things done here. And look things over and close it up. There's your eye. All right. So you get the idea. All right. You guys, that's it.